Good morning. Welcome back to the Alexandria Museum of Art. This is the morning Qi Gong class, the Baduan Jin, sponsored by a generous grant from the Rapids Regional Medical Center, who are still our real-life heroes right now, and thankful for them. And of course, thank you to the museum for letting us be here again. It came to my attention, sorry, I'm going to be vain a little bit here. There we go. Georgia was laughing at me a few minutes ago for adjusting my mask just so. It came to my attention this morning that not everyone is aware that the museum is open and that classes have resumed. So I know the museum has a pretty good system in place already, of course. They would have to notify folks of events and upcoming things. And I get, I think, a weekly email from them that has a rundown of things going on and so forth. And of course, we try here to be very clear and upfront about what's going on and how we're proceeding in a very safe and careful manner to be in the museum. But unfortunately, people don't get the message all the time, no matter how hard we try. So I would ask this. You, I'm sure, recall from the days we had class in the museum a few months ago that I would often ask you to tell a friend about the class. We know that no matter how much money and time you throw at sponsored ads and targeted things and mailings and so forth, that word of mouth is usually the do or die for most anything. And I asked you, of course, to go tell friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family that, hey, there's a Qi Gong class in the museum. It's really cool. It's a neat thing to do. I would ask this now, since things have changed, we're going to adapt, we're going to overcome this. If you know someone who came to class formerly, maybe once, maybe a dozen times or so, and who may not have heard that the museum is back open again for patrons, both members and non-members as always, and who may not know that the Qigong class and the yoga class for that matter have resumed, please let them know. Just say, hey, look, you used to go to that museum class, it's back open again, right? Just so we get the word out. I don't mind doing the videos. I have no problem whatsoever doing the videos for you guys. And I realize that some of you, quite smartly, are leery of being in public just yet. I've said before, I'll say again, the museum is probably one of the safest places you can be right now in terms of being in public. The museum, being a museum, has advanced air filtration systems, is very carefully climate controlled, and as an addition in this time of pandemic, they have been very, very careful to make sure we have proper spacing marked out on the floor very, very clearly. They're making sure that everyone is supplied with masks if they haven't got one that they brought themselves or that Georgia graciously made for them. I wish you could see Georgia has a beautiful flowered mask this morning. But the museum is really taking a lot of steps to ensure that you, as the viewing public, is extremely safe in this environment. So if you're on the fence, if you have some concerns about the museum being safe, put them aside. I can assure you, as a non-medical personnel, the museum is extremely safe, and we are being very careful to ensure the safety, continued safety of our patrons and our classmates here. So if you would please, just a few moments out. And if you don't know anybody that's already been in class before, tell them, hey, there's a Qigong class in the museum. I know we're all getting a little stir crazy by now, certainly by now. If you want somewhere safe you can be, that's out in public with people, and is enjoyable, is good for mental health, which right now is a very distinct focus of probably most of us right now. Who need that little bit of calming, that little bit of extra something, who just need a little social time to be out amongst people. Even if we're still safely distanced, we're still amongst people. If you know someone like that, tell them, hey, the museum's open, the Qigong class is still going on. It's very safe. It's very easy. It's not very long. It's not a long time to go through class with us. And it could be good for you. It could be good for you up here in terms of social needs and everything else. Not to mention the physical that we benefit from when we play the form. So I'd appreciate that if you can tell somebody, like I say, to let them know we are here We are safe. And for those of you who have been here and have not come back yet, we miss you. We really do. All right, so no surprises. We're going to go through the form nice and slow. Pay attention to your core tenets, moving slowly, breathing deeply, very slow transition changes from position to position. And I would suggest this also, as you get to an advanced level in the form, if you've been at this for several months now, if you've been at this for several years now, you can, without knowing, slip into a less than engaged mode where you're maybe not breathing fully in all the way, you're getting most of the way and that's good enough. You're maybe not getting quite deep enough or deep as you can, deep as you used to. It's normal to kind of back up a little bit, to relax or to plateau. So I would suggest, as a little extra today, as you go through your form with me, with us, with Georgia and I, pay attention to how you're breathing. Pay attention to how you're moving. Make sure you've not let slip in a little bit of a little quick movement here or there. Make sure you're breathing all the way in, all the way out. Just check those little core tenets. Make sure that you're still on track. And of course, as always, keep focused on your breathing. Keep your mind in place. And remember, it's going to wander. Your mind is going to get distracted. And now we have a lot of external stimuli to take our attention, a lot of external concerns. So now more than ever, you have more distractions, you have more of an uphill battle with this, but you've got more opportunity to practice. When you find your mind wandering off, when it ends up, you're thinking, oh my gosh, Aunt so-and-so is exposed, she could be sick, I could have been exposed, should I be in public, should I be at the museum, should I not be at the museum? Your mind's gonna find all these things to wander off onto. And when it does, as always, just accept the fact that the thought has arrived and set it aside. Try not to engage in it. It is an uphill battle at first. We are geared to engage those thoughts and follow them out. That's where we end up in these long rabbit holes of thought processes. You end up way down the line somewhere and we have no idea how we got there. When those thoughts arrive, just tell yourself, oh, okay, let's be concerned about COVID. Let's set it aside for now. Keep breathing, keep moving, we'll come back to it. And do that over and over and over again. And be patient with yourself. More than anything, this is a difficult time. You have a lot going on. We all do. A lot to distract you. Go easy on yourself. Practice good self-care. And we'll get through. All right, let's begin the form, shall we? With our first sound. Let me find my spot over here in front of Georgia. Safely distanced. Georgia, like 15 feet from me. Get a little closer so you can see a little better. There we go. All right. First sound. Lifting the heavens. Breathe in. Owl gazes backwards. Breathe out. Draw bow, shoot tiger. Stars fall to earth. Breathe in. Lion wags tail. Marry heavens and earth. Breathe in. One sees its own throne. and stamp the earth. One more. All right, gotta say that was a good one. That was one of those ones that really kind of goes beyond some time. And we discussed that before. You'll have days when everything is perfect and every movement is just elegance and every breath is just full and deep. And some days when it's not, and you fall over and you have, your mind wanders off. I will say this, I think part of that is having someone with me here. It's very different when you work with someone. And I would suggest, again, if you're a little leery of being in the museum just yet, being out in public just yet, I fully understand. Try it with your spouse. Try it with a friend. Try it with a neighbor. Try it with, anybody that's in the household that might want to try it with you. It's a very different feeling when you work with someone through the form. You're not touching, not helping each other, but just the presence of someone else who is on the same path as you are. It's a very immediate feeling when they're not just saying, well, I'm being mindful, I'm meditating. No, they're actually with you right there, doing the same thing you are, working to the same goals. It's a very different, very unique energy. And I strongly suggest, if you can, that you embrace it and try it. It is really something special. Just to recap real quick, if you don't mind the repetition, the museum, of course, is open. If you know someone who's maybe not gotten word or think they haven't gotten word, please let them know. Say, hey, the museum's open again. The class is resumed again. You can come back if you want to. If not, we'll do the videos, of course, as always. The live feed is no problem. But if you do want to be in the museum with us, you are certainly welcome to be here. We are very carefully spaced. We are, of course, masked and so forth, taking every opportunity to keep ourselves and you safe. So, if you are so inclined, please do join us every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see, what else was I going to mention to you? If you don't happen to catch it live on Facebook, or if you don't care for Facebook necessarily, you can also go to the levytaichi.com, LEVEETAICHI.com. All the videos are listed there. I think about a month back or so, I haven't been able to download all the old videos off Facebook. Facebook archives, of course, have all the videos back to the very beginning of the broadcast when I was doing this back at the end of March. So all of them are there. If you're beginning at this, I strongly suggest you go back to those videos and try those first. That gives you the specifics, the basics of how to move and breathe. And then, of course, there is YouTube. If you search Levi Tai Chi, or my name, or Baduan Jin, or 8 Silken Changes, you'll find the videos there as well. There's usually a few hour lag between me finishing the video up and getting it uploaded and tagged and so on and so forth, but I do try to get the video at least up on YouTube once a day after the live feed is finished. So if you don't care for Facebook, there's always YouTube. If you don't care for YouTube and Facebook, there's always in person here in the museum. And of course, you can do it solo. There's nothing saying you have to be with a group. It's a neat feeling to be with somebody and do this form together. All right, so it is a kind of a rainy day outside again. I'm glad for the rain. I'm thankful for the overcast and the drop in the temperatures, but it does kind of limit us in terms of doing outside things. So take today and find something different to do. Find the opportunity in the rain, in the overcast, in the gloom. And be sure to include self-care in that. Now, more than ever, self-care is important. As Westerners, we tend to disregard that in the best of times. Right now, when it's one of the worst of times, we really owe it to ourselves to attend to self-care. So, take care of yourself today. Do something nice for yourself. Do something enjoyable, something relaxing, something, whatever it takes to you to be self-care. Getting them in a hot bath with a bath bomb and a book, or sit in your study and read or watch TV or whatever you want to do. Take time out for self-care. Okay, we will resume tomorrow morning, Levy Tai Chi School. Tomorrow's Sunday, so it'll be 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Probably on my front porch again. I doubt I can get in the yard just yet, but we'll see what tomorrow brings. I'm not worried about tomorrow till tomorrow. Until then, especially if you're going into town, if you have to run errands or so forth, please be safe. We don't want to lose you. Remain well, and we will see you again soon. Thank you so much.